Welcome to Rooted in Purpose with Tiana, a place where we're going to plant seeds of hope, grow them with intention, and build fulfilling lives with purpose. Today, I want to talk about leading with serenity and what does that look like as a co-parent. If you had the opportunity to look at my first video, I share with you all that I wanted this to be a space where we could talk about many things that are deeply rooted within us. For me personally, there's three pillars that are very important to me. Being rooted in my purpose, being rooted in abundance, and also being rooted in love. Not a romantic love, but a love of co-parenting, parenthood, motherhood, raising a teenager, things that are just as fulfilling, but also can provide us challenges. Working through that together and creating your own personal roadmap, you'll begin to protect your peace. And instead of always leading with assumptions, maybe on the defense, lead with devotion, grace, and understanding, even if you think your partner doesn't deserve it. I get it. We're human. But what's most important is not only for your child or your children to see, is the way you show up and how you show up not only for them, but also for yourself. So, rooted in serenity, I want everyone to grab a piece of paper or if you have a journal. But this will be our journal entry number 1. Rooted in peace, leading with serenity. Someone out here needs to hear this. It's time to stop arguing and start parenting. It's no longer about you or the other parent, but it's about your child or children. The most important thing right now is thinking about how am I able to meet my child's needs emotionally, physically, and spiritually. That's what you want to provide for your children. Now, there may be instances where the relationship between you and your former partner, your ex, it may not be amicable. But you know what the truth is? It's no longer about you and it doesn't matter. It now is important for us to learn how we can show up. And that's by leading by grace, leading with peace, leading with solitude, but most importantly, having some type of tranquility, already the mindset. So as you move forward, you know that you can be in control of your emotions, your words, and your actions. I know what it's like to carry hurt, pain, due to relationships that may have failed, what you thought it was going to look like, some disappointment, and even some resentment. But let me tell you, that resentment is doing nothing but hurting you and your children. They see what you're carrying. They see if mommy's hurting. They can see if daddy's frustrated. And guess what? They begin to process that and maybe think that they're the cause of it. So we have to shift our energy and start thinking more about how can we bring a more positive change in experience when it comes to co-parenting. I created this journal, but also a community, this place, rooted in purpose, to give parents a sense of peace and a sounding board. I want us to breathe. I want us to write. And I want us to reflect on what's important. Because healing doesn't happen by accident. It happens when we are intentional and we make a choice to take it one step at a time. And as we are healing, I want you to realize that your children are watching you. They're seeing how you react, the way you handle adversity, the way you communicate with their father, mother, or partner. Show them something different. And some may say, well, this is what I saw growing up. That doesn't mean that we have to continue the pathological pain, continue the pathology of hurt. It's time for us to break those generational curses and move in a different direction. And before we can teach our children about peace, we must practice it. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to lead today, this week, this month, with serenity. What does that feel like? Maybe when you have a conversation with your co-parent and you feel the energy shifting, and all of a sudden you didn't appreciate a comment that was made. And before you get ready to spew, step back, center yourself, and take a deep breath. Inhale hope. Start planting the seed of hope. Exhale any ill feelings, any words, any negative thoughts. Release it. And pause right there. It's okay. During that conversation, take a deeper breath. Hold it. Plant another seed for mindfulness, for peace, for just being present, for guidance. Exhale negative thoughts, energy, actions, things that you may say that may hurt or may even add fuel to the fire. I want you to think about that. And as you are taking your time, just feel free to share some things in the chat. Some of the feelings, some experiences. Because I would love to read them and just kind of share. And remember, as we build this community, you are not alone. Trust me, we have all felt our backs against the wall. But the most importantly is about how you show up. And don't let yesterday's setbacks prevent you from today's successes. It will happen. It may take longer, but it will happen where it will be a time where you will co-parent with a sense of peace that other person may say, what is wrong with her? What happened to him? How come he's no longer responding in a different way? How come we're not arguing? He's not challenging. They're not challenging me. Because you're in control of yourself and you're choosing to be rooted in peace. So as we get ready to end this journey today, I want to ask you a question. I want you to think about this. Think of a time where you did not choose peace, and what was the outcome of that? Think about that. And if I can, let me put it this way. When was choosing peace the hardest decision you ever had to make? Think about that. I want you to write it down in your journal. Feel free to share in the chat. I'll definitely be reading and answering those and responding. But that's the question I want you to think about. Reflect on it as you lead with serenity today. Thank you.